Chris Wrestling Views, you guys, back with the WWE Monday Night Raw review on October the 20th, 2025, of course. So, just want to get this video out the way, do some random things on it. So, Stephanie Vaquer did go one-on-one with Roxanne Perez in a non-title match. Of course, she would actually win with the SVB. And of course, she was getting the, of course, 2-on-1 beat down, and Nikki Bella came to save her. So yeah, Nikki Bella, of course, she ran down there and everything. You seen where she was fighting Roxanne Perez, but she did get like big booted by Raquel, and I was like, God dang, that had hurt. But of course, like I said, I like how Stephanie Vaquer has like three different finishers. She has like that corkscrew kind of like thing she does off the rope. She has the SVB, and she has one other move, and then also she has what other move was that? I cannot remember her other move that she had. Oh yeah, the Devil's Kiss. That's what it is. Anyways, of course, you guys, you did see the Fireflies, light up, you guys, because they were enjoying the match, of course. But like I said, Stephanie Becker is definitely a great champion and all. And there was a backstage segment with her and Nikki Bella, saying that she owed one, but it looks like they're going to set up some kind of tag match, maybe for a Saturday Night Main Event or next week on Raw. So, of course, you guys, Bailey said she had a surprise for Lara Valkyria. So we'll see what that is next week on Raw. Could be a title match against, for the Women's Tag Team Championships, or like a no more contenders match between them and or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see what's going to happen next week on Raw, leading up into Saturday night's main event next weekend. So, of course, they showed Rhea Ripley. Her nose were broken, of course, in Japan, and Kairi Sane and Asuka pretty much took credit for it, even though this happened in Japan and not Australia. Of course, you guys, we did have, I think this was the second or third match of the night. We had Becky Lynch going one-on-one against Maxine Dupree. And with that match right there, you guys, I thought it was very interesting, simply because of course, they were in Maxine's hometown, and Maxine, of course, you got Otis back with her now. And we seen Otis like one good time when he returned at Worlds Collide, like a month or so ago. But of course, you guys, Maxine is definitely showing up, and she's definitely showing out. And I'm glad that WWE has actually let Maxine shine. They give her all this training, of course, from Natalia. So yeah, pretty interesting there. You can tell she's gained muscle. She gains confidence by herself, but she's still kind of a little goofy. But that's neither here nor there. But of course, you guys, Becky Lynch would get herself disqualified by hitting Maxine Dupree in the back with the title, because Maxine has definitely stepped up. Dominic Mysterio beat Rusev, you guys. So it was actually pretty cool to see Dominic Mysterio beat Rusev, but at the same time, Rusev's supposed to be the dominant force and all that. But of course, Dom is so over right now. He's like the acting, babyface of the crowd. But then again, you guys, with that being said, it's like, this man is like on the top of the world. He's like over like how Cena's over. He's over like how Jay is over. And that Dirty Dom chant is wild, you guys. If you ever been in the arena and you heard that Dirty Dom chant, yeah, it's wild. So, of course, you guys, we did see Penta, of course, when Dominic Mysterio tried to grab his titles and head up out the arena while Rusev was down and out. Of course, you guys, Dominic Mysterio would get the hammer thing pulled out of his boot by Rusev, and Rusev was gonna hit Dominic with it, but a referee grabbed it, and then that's when Dominic, of course, freaking mule kicked Rusev in the low area, and I was like, God dang. And the crowd was, like I said, was very happy. Dominic Mysterio, he grabbed the microphone. I can't remember exactly what words he said, but he was definitely, pretty much kind of like his baby face, kind of like promo. So maybe John Cena versus Dominic, of course, will be next. So John Cena should be on, I think it's November 10th on Raw. So maybe that's when Dominic come out. So we'll see what's going to happen there. Of course, you guys, you can see JD and Finn Balor were definitely upset they had to defend their titles. And of course, Dominic pretty much told them the truth. He didn't sugarcoat anything. He said, "I feel like I'm the only one on the show defending their titles," and so of course they lost. They lost the pizza titles. JD McDonough and Finn Balor, and I like the way. Don't get this wrong. I really love the way how JD McDonough and Finn Balor work as a tag team. They put on incredible matches, you guys. It is phenomenal, especially JD McDonough. I mean, this guy, like, I think in NXT they call him like the aerial ace or something like that. But of course, you see what Finn Balor was trying to do, the style clash, of course, on AJ Styles. AJ Styles rolled through, pick him back up, cross over his leg, Styles clash onto Finn Balor. Actually got the pin this time, and I was like, God dang! I was like, I don't know where it's gonna go now for Finn Balor. Will Finn Balor be the one to take the title off of Dominic? When are they gonna set their matchup? Could it be at Royal Rumble? Could it be Mania, or how they're gonna do it? But it's definitely still burnt. It's definitely still cooking, but it hasn't like burnt yet. So of course, like I said, I'm definitely happy about that. Jey Uso in the main event, you guys won the Battle Royal. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed was taken out by Adam Pearce because of what happened at the beginning of the night, but we'll get there here in a second, you guys. So we'll see that next Saturday, you guys, on November the 1st. So definitely gonna be an interesting sight to see. Of course, Jimmy Uso and LA Knight were both pushed over the rope by Jey Uso. Of course, Jimmy was helping his brother. Like, he was literally helping Jey so he wouldn't get eliminated. He snatched him back in. I can't remember the first time, but I know the second time Jey was all about to freaking fall off. But of course, at the same time, Jey actually listened to, Roman. He said, "Don't worry about anybody else. Stop trying to help people," and stuff like that. And then, of course, backstage, they were pretty much talking, and, Jey was like, maybe Roman's right too. And he was like, "You're right, but maybe Roman right too." So, of course, Jey wasn't caring who was in there. He don't care if it was he don't care if it was his own flesh and blood brother. Jimmy was in there, and it was definitely crazy. Dominic Mysterio thought he was going to get the win. I thought everybody set up CM Punk versus Dominic Mysterio for the world title. I was about to say, oh man, I hope he's not about to get another title. But it was definitely pretty cool. We had also, before before the match and everything happened, Jey Uso, of course, he grabbed the baby. I think that was the first time I ever seen that. We have eating babies out there. The baby was looking around like, whoa, who is this? But when that baby gets older, they would definitely know a wrestler held them, which is pretty incredible. That mom is definitely going to tell their baby they was held by a wrestler named Jey Uso. So I'll give it about 7 years from now. We'll definitely see what's going to happen. Of course, Becky Lynch, you guys, she would come up to Paul Heyman, of course, by screwing over her husband. And I'm wondering now, Paul Heyman pulls a lot of strings, y'all. And even though he's kind of like a crooked kind of guy, he probably has something planned. I'm not sure if we're going to get like a Nia Jax, or if we're going to get like a Lash Legend. Somebody's going to remove that title from the shoulder of Becky Lynch. So it's going to be wild, especially when Seth Rollins return, you guys. Definitely going to be wild too. So, I'm not sure if he's going to, return by WrestleMania or at the Royal Rumble. I don't know. But I know, of course, he's going to definitely miss the rest of this year for sure. Because we're almost in November. November going to be over with, and in December. Of course, you guys, as I said before, Adam Pearce removed Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And, of course, Paul Heyman, little picture that was up there. They had them added onto this picture, but, of course, they took them away and replaced them with other people. No, they actually kept all the same people. But, yeah, at the beginning of the show, of course, Seth Rollins' title was stripped from him by Adam Pearce. He didn't have no other choice. And then, of course, that's, where Paul Heyman talked about why he, turned on Seth Rollins. Of course, with Bronson Reed beating Roman Reigns, and yeah, all that good jazz. But of course, Braun Breaker would actually punk out, Damian Priest, Adam Pearce, and told him to say, to say please and show him some respect and all the other stuff, whatever. I thought that was actually pretty interesting. And so Adam Pearce pretty much did the same thing backstage, by telling him they're not going to be, in the match, and he say you got to say please. And then of course Adam Pearce said no, and he slammed his little locker room door. And I was like, oh man, this is so freaking funny, you guys. So with that being said, it was a decent Raw, I would have to say the least. I definitely liked the match. I really did like, and I was very into it, was JD McDonough and Finn Balor versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. It is a Dragon. I think this is Dragon Lee first time holding a tag team championship in WWE. I know he held the North American one when he was over in NXT. But yeah, you guys, it was definitely interesting actually to see, Braun Breaker actually holding the title. I was like, okay, this is something new. So I thought they were going to get, involved into the Battle Royal, but of course they didn't get involved to the Battle Royal. So, like I said, Adam Pearce was the first person, to come out to the ring and all that good jazz. But anyways, you guys, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.